Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. Today we have a new release from Ruger. It's called the RXM, and this is a collaboration between Ruger and Magpul. Kind of crazy. Nobody really saw it coming. I certainly didn't. They call it the RXM, Ruger X, which I have to believe means extra, because when they collaborated with Magpul, they came out with this handgun that has a common look to it. But you will see where the extra comes from, all right? In this very nice case, and here it is. This is the Ruger RXM. Now, it may look similar to something you know, but I will guarantee that it is different in several ways. First, it takes 15 round mags, Glock compatible. These are P mags because it is partially Magpul. And what is Magpul is the enhanced handgun grip, which is what they're calling it. Very nice texturing throughout with the front strap and the back strap. Gritty, but not your standard gritty, just a little bit different. And I like the way that feels. Not overly textured. And then the frame is Magpul and the rest is Ruger. Alright, and it has this gray frame that is super cool, but this is also modular. So they will be coming out with new colors and sizes. The fire control insert, FCI, which is what Ruger is calling it, fire control insert, can be switched out for other frames that will be available in the future, along with other colors if you want to change out the gray. But I think this looks pretty cool as is. It is optic ready. Now, what they have done with the optic system is super cool. It will fit an RMR footprint, a Delta Point Pro footprint, and an RMSC footprint, all with a direct mount. And this is what it looks like. So what I have here is a Swamp Fox Liberty 2. Now, the Liberty 2, the Justice 2, the Sentinel 2, they are highly improved. You can see how thick those walls are, aluminum frame. I have been a fan of Swamp Fox for a while now, and I'm super happy to have the Liberty 2 on this Ruger RXM. But when I sighted it in, I was really pleased with the sights. These are 1/3 co-witness, and the front sight you can see is a bit tall. That has a tritium dot in there. All right, and this is serrated black. And so you put that in with an optic direct mount. As I mentioned, it is super easy to sight in. A couple other points that are, I think, important, because this is where the X comes in my opinion. An extended magazine release. Okay, you buy a Glock, you have to take that and take it out and put a new one in. Aftermarket. Here's an extended slide stop and extended takedown levers. Still has a 1-slot accessory rail to put a light on there. And then the trigger is a flat trigger. It's a very nice trigger. And when I took this to the range, I really enjoyed it. I thought the trigger was nice. Now it's breaking for me right at 5 pounds with a reset right there. This is a defensive handgun. This is not necessarily a tactical handgun. Nobody's going to suggest take this into war and to go into battle and do all this kind of stuff. Not that it couldn't handle it. This is a defensive. This is for your guy who wants to CCW, who wants to enjoy this at the range, who wants to use it for home defense, because it offers quite a bit. Now, if we look at the slide, we'll see that it has forward serrations, pretty deep cut, and a very cool looking groove right in there. Now, this is where Ruger is kicking in, and I think Ruger did the trigger and some of the aesthetics of it, if you will. The frame does have an undercut there, an extended beaver tail, right, for a high grip on the handgun. But the rear serrations, yeah, they're standard rear serrations, but you put that together with the 4-inch barrel. It does have a sight hole indicator there, and you have a real nice looking firearm. And you can see the serialized trigger chassis, or the FCI, fire control insert, is right there. And you'll be able to switch it out if that's your choice. All right, but I mentioned I took it to the range. It performed really well. I used one 15 grain full metal jacket. I use sterling steel case. What else I use? 124 grain. Well, you know, it just performed very well. I don't have thousands of rounds through it, but I have enough for a pretty darn good function test, and that is what happened, and I was happy with it. Here we have sterling steel case. Let's see how it runs through. No problem. If we look at the internals, it disassembles just like a Glock. By the way, this is Gen 3 compatible. So any aftermarket that you want to add above and beyond, you could do that. There's a look at the frame. This is, once again, Magpul. Magpul, they've been in the industry a long time. Recoil spring looks similar. And the 4-inch barrel. And there's a look at the inside of the slide. Okay, a little dirty, because I put some rounds through it. I put enough to say I did a function test. I did not put enough to say, oh yeah, it's reliable for thousands of rounds, because I just got it. But you're wondering, how much is this thing? Well, you consider it's got a tritium front dot. It's modular. It has all these extras on here. What also is extra, in my opinion, are the savings compared to a Glock. And we're going to compare them here. And the savings is the MSRP, $4.99. Now, if you had a Glock 19 MOS, it's more than $4.99. That part I will tell you. So here's what we're looking at. If we look at the top, this is the RXM is 1 inch wide. Okay, so it's a little less than the Glock. Okay, slide length the same. The factory sights are better. The trigger, this is more of a rounded trigger. This is a flat trigger. Let's go ahead and get it on the scale, and then we'll wrap this thing up. But I will tell you that I think the collaboration is going to work well for Ruger. Here we have about 24 and a half ounces. Here are 15 rounds, 30.7 ounces a carry round, 31 ounces loaded. Let's see what an unloaded Glock 19 would look like. Here we have 30 and a half ounces. So a little bit heavier. However, the RXM has the optic on there. So I have to say they're approximately the same weight. That would make sense to me. But there it is. This is what all the buzz is about today. December 11th, 2024, Ruger came up with the RXM, a collaboration with Magpul, and they created this real cool gun. Now, I like what it offers. I liked it at the range, and I like the partnership. And they say this could be the beginning of a long-lasting partnership where we will see in the future more of Magpul and Ruger combining to make awesome products. I think the American series is cool. The Security series is cool. And if they come up with an RXM series, count me in, because this is cool too. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.